Next, we head to Scott Air Force Base for the ribbon-cutting ceremony of a national cybersecurity facility. Speakers include Governor Rauner and Senator Dick Durbin. This runs about 15 minutes.
Today, we celebrate a new facility, an expansion of this wonderful Air Force base. This is one of the most important institutions in our protection of America's freedom anywhere in the world. Scott Air Force Base is an incredible institution. Thank you for your service here. Thank you for your leadership. This is about defending democracy, defending the principles of America, but it is also about creating more opportunity for the people of America. Jobs, technology, innovation, a dynamic local economy. That's what this facility does. It protects America. It creates opportunity for all Americans. It's a wonderful day. It shows what can be done when people at all levels of government, federal government, state government, local government, come together to work together to make our nation, our state, our community here in Metro East a better place. Thank you all. Let's celebrate today. God bless you.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the Honorable Senator Dick Durbin.
Thank you very much. It is an honor to be here today. August in the Midwest. Growing up in East St. Louis, this is how I remember it, 100% humidity and 100 degrees, and turning on every fan we could possibly find, try to weather our way through it. And it's great to be here today and to face the weather challenge, but to do it in a very, very important event. I'm pleased to be with you to cut this ribbon today. I want to thank Lieutenant General Alan Lynn for being here from Fort Meade in Maryland. He has the daunting task of protecting the Pentagon's computer network from attack. That is a thankless job, not recognized by many, but one we will acknowledge today in a very important way. Thanks to Colonel Linderman, Colonel Kraft, Governor Rauner, thank you for your kind words. To my former colleague and partner for so many years, Jerry Costello, and my current partner in elected office, St. Clair County Chairman Mark Kern, thank you for your continued leadership, and to all the elected officials from local communities who understand the importance of Scott Air Force Base, not just to our national security, but to our regional and local economy. This building has a complicated name. The Defense Information Systems Agency, Global Operations Command. Thank goodness we've decided to shorten it to DISA. And I'd like to reflect for a moment on why this building's important. The first reason is the work itself. It has national, even international implications. Each of us have stories that we've seen in the news about cybersecurity, about identity theft, about hacking, about those who hate America trying to invade our computer systems. Every day, these hackers and foreign governments do everything they can in the ongoing cyber war to find out the secrets of America and to undermine our national security. I've received many briefings in Washington, other members have as well, that demonstrated how talented and determined our enemies are. It is sobering. But General Lynn's task and Colonel Kraft's task right here at Scott Air Force Base is even more challenging. The Department of Defense is not walled off on some island. It operates globally. It works with other federal government agencies, with defense contractors, with foreign governments. So they're not guarding a solid wall, they're guarding a swinging door, making sure that the right folks can come in and out and the wrong ones are kept away every second of every day. That's a real challenge. DISA is not the only IT effort that we have in America, but right here at Scott Air Force Base, it's one of the most important. We have long hosted the Air Force's Network Integration Center. Last year, the Air Force also added 2 new cyber squadrons, the 835th Cyberspace Operations Squadron, the 837th Cyberspace Squadron. Each of these organizations perform critical defense for our military. We would be hard-pressed to be able to defend our allies and ourselves from attack from terrorists around the world without the agencies that are at work here at Scott Air Force Base and around the nation. The quiet secret, many of the critics and hand-wringers just go out and count the planes on the runway, and they wonder, what is the future of Scott? A few weeks ago, we dedicated the Visitor Center here to Alan J. Dixon. Dixon came out here as a high school student in Belleville. He came out to observe the blimps that were in the hangars here at Scott. Can you imagine when they said the blimps were leaving, that there weren't hand wringers who said, well, that's the end of Scott Air Force Base as we know it? And yet we realize our national security threat is an evolving threat. We understand a hot war, and we have to be ready for it. With the fighters and the bombers and the supply aircraft, we will be ready. But there is a new war underway. It's a cyber war that goes on every second of every day, just as threatening to American security. And when you see this building, you may not see airplanes, but you're going to see a facility that is right smack dab in the middle of this cyber war, making sure that we have national prominence and that it comes right here to Scott Air Force Base. It was just a few years ago that I brought our Air Force Chief of Staff, Mark Welsh, out here to visit Scott. Senator Kirk was with me. We talked about the 126 guards refueling mission, Transportation Command's global reach, Air Mobility Command headquarters, the 18th Air Force, DISA, and all the rest. And I put it directly to the Secretary. Can you name any other Air Force base with this importance, this much reach, such a diverse headquarter operation? He said he couldn't do it. He's called Scott one of the top 3 bases in America. I didn't let him off the hook. I said, what's number 1? And he said, if you put me on the spot, it's Scott Air Force Base. Don't forget that. Don't forget that when you hear the critics question about the future of this base. The men and women who serve here and their leaders are doing an extraordinary job, recognized across the nation and around the world. This building has been built, a $100 million commitment, not easy to come by in these days. Be ready. But there is a new war underway. It's a cyber war that goes on every second of every day, just as threatening to American security. And when you see this building, you may not see airplanes, but you're going to see a facility that is right smack dab in the middle of this cyber war, making sure that we have national prominence and that it comes right here to Scott Air Force Base. It was just a few years ago that I brought our Air Force Chief of Staff, Mark Welsh, out here to visit Scott. Senator Kirk was with me. We talked about the 126 guards refueling mission, Transportation Command's global reach, Air Mobility Command headquarters, the 18th Air Force, DISA, and all the rest. And I put it directly to the Secretary. Can you name any other Air Force base with this importance, this much reach, such a diverse headquarter operation? He said he couldn't do it. He's called Scott one of the top 3 bases in America. I didn't let him off the hook. I said, what's number 1? And he said, if you put me on the spot, it's Scott Air Force Base. Don't forget that. Don't forget that when you hear the critics question about the future of this base. The men and women who serve here and their leaders are doing an extraordinary job, recognized across the nation and around the world. This building has been built, a $100 million commitment, not easy to come by in these days, a $100 million commitment to the future of Scott Air Force Base. It's a commitment which we take very, very seriously. I'll be spending a lot of time with military leaders in my job in Washington. They do what's necessary to keep America safe. And we're going to make sure that Scott Air Force Base is an integral part of that future. That's good for our country. That's good for Illinois. That's good for Scott Air Force Base. And it's an honor to be here today to cut the ribbon. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for those kind words. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my distinct honor to welcome today's presiding officer, Lieutenant General Alan R. Lynn, Director of the Defense Information System.
Well, good morning. I'm glad it's so cool out today. At least that's mayors, flag officers, senior executive service leaders, distinguished guests, our great DISA team, family and friends. Thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule to come here to this historic ribbon-cutting ceremony for the DISA Global Operations Command Building. It's a pleasure to be here to celebrate a significant milestone, a journey that has started over 10 years ago. Today's ribbon cutting marks the beginning of a new chapter of our Global Operations Command. This state-of-the-art facility is a reflection of our commitment to our employees, our mission, and the cyber defense of our nation. The most prominent detail of the facility is a 31,000 square foot Global Cyber Operations Center, where highly talented Army, Navy, Air Force, Marine, and DoD civilian professionals will conduct 24-hour, 7 days a week cyber operations, making it the largest of its kind in the Department of Defense. This project employed an average of 85 workers a day, the majority of which were made up of local labor. It is noteworthy that this project, led by the Army Corps of Engineers, with the support of our senators, congressmen, and mayors, was completed on time and under budget. Ladies and gentlemen, we have enemies, and they are capable adversaries, and they're out there right now trying to attack, disrupt, steal, and destroy our information and networks. We can't afford to blink or look away, not even for a second. In this building, our Global Operations Center will be the linchpin to building and defending the DoD networks. These networks support a range of military operations, from support to the warfighter, forward deployed, and to strategic missions like nuclear command and control, or just the direct support to the Secretary of Defense and the President. This is why the building behind me is so important. From it, we build, secure, and defend the Department of Defense Information Networks, or DoDIN, one of the largest, most complex networks in the world, and one our adversaries highly prize as a target. DISA Global contributions to the cyber fight are unequaled. The men and women of DISA Global are crucial to ensuring our nation's warfighters have effective IT support and communications networks that are available, trusted, and operational at all times. Our nation can rest easy knowing DISA Global is at work 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. To the hardworking men and women of DISA Global, you deserve a state-of-the-art facility to work in and collaborate in. Thank you for your commitment to excellence, your support, and your dedication to mission. Never forget that you directly enable the warfighter in the defense of this great nation. Cyber starts here. May God continue to bless DISA Global, our great military and civilian leaders, our great nation. Thank you.
Well, I don't have a camera.
So we do have a small amount of art that I'd like to just point out. This is actually the history of the Signal Corps and the history of communications, and it goes down the hallway. There's actually 3 murals. This mural is the history of IT, and of course it starts with the Army Signal Corps back in the day, more than 150 years ago.
This is an important step in defending America's freedom, defending democracy here in America and around the world. We are the greatest nation on earth because of the service of our military men and women in uniform. We're here to say thank you and God bless to them. And we're here to thank all the local officials, state officials, and federal officials who've come together to get this facility funded and opened. $100 million, hard to come by in this tough economy, and tough burden on taxpayers. But this facility will help expand our war on cyber attacks, cyber terrorism, and more effective communications for our military around the world using the internet. This will also create more jobs here in the state of Illinois and help drive innovation and technology here in Illinois and across the nation. Innovation, technology, creative uses of software and the internet will create many jobs in the future, and we want more of those jobs here in Illinois, so this is a great day, this ribbon cutting to celebrate.
Were you impressed by what you saw?
Very impressed, very impressed. This is a wonderful facility. It's created many new jobs, high-tech jobs, and it's expanded our capability to fight cyber attacks against America. So this is a wonderful facility.
The largest complex in the U.S. This has to be play a major role in Illinois as well.
Oh, it plays a major role not only for our national defense but also in Illinois' economy. This facility allowed us to bring together all the cyber security capability from the U.S. military from around the nation, around the world, and concentrate it here in St. Clair County at Scott Air Force Base. Scott Air Force Base is one of the most important military institutions anywhere in the world. It's an honor for us here in Illinois to have it. We look forward to investing in it further and growing it.
Governor, how many jobs are at this facility?
He was saying earlier that there are 1,015 folks based inside this particular facility, and they're looking to expand.
And about what percentage of those are civilian versus?
I'd have to get the exact percentage. I don't want to give you the wrong number. It's a mix of obviously armed services personnel, uniform, as well as civilians. You know, that's my number one priority as governor, is to create an environment for manufacturing firms to expand in Illinois. We need to reduce the regulatory burden, the tax burden, And we have been the heart of manufacturing in America here in Illinois. We want to bring that back, so we're doing everything we can. Last year and this year, my first 2 years as governor, I fought to increase state support for education. We are the worst in America for funding our schools. I fought for more money last year than actually the General Assembly was even willing to give me. Demanded more money this year. We got more money. We want to put more money into our school system every year. We want the best schools in every community, in every neighborhood, anywhere in America, right here in the state of Illinois. We need more school support, and that's what I've worked to get accomplished.